What's up everyone, Criddle here, and in this video we're going to go over the Necromancer class in Monsters and Memories. We will cover how I would build the character and stat priority, the Necromancer's role in a group, how well the Necromancer can solo, and finally take a look at some of the skills and abilities. The Necromancer is primarily a DPS class with the added bonus of an undead minion to do its bidding. Necromancers have some of the best dots or damage over time spells to chip away at the health of their target. They are not all damage, however, as they can also heal and regen mana of an ally, which comes at a cost to the Necromancer itself. Necromancers can be gnomes, goblins, or humans, and I suspect deep elf and deep gnome in the future. As for stats, the Necromancer's primary attribute is intelligence, which increases their maximum health, and I would max that out. Aside from that, there are only two other stats which really benefit the Necromancer, and those are stamina for the added health, which they use as a resource along with mana, and charisma, as Necromancers do get a charm undead spell, which I believe charisma will help prevent that from being resisted or breaking early. For the major combat trait, I would say there are two choices that stand out, and those are intelligent and charismatic. As mentioned previously, intelligence increases the Necromancer's max mana, while charisma will help with his charm line. I would take intelligence, as it will benefit the Necromancer the most by increasing their intelligence by 5% all the time. Do note that the active ability of intelligence only increases your max mana for 15 seconds, and not your current mana, making it not worth using at this time. Charismatic, on the other hand, could come in handy when trying to charm a particularly resistant enemy. That said, you only have 10 ability slots and the Necromancer will utilize a lot of spells, so having Charismatic on your bar will limit the other spells at your disposal, and a major combat trait does have a fairly long cooldown of 5 minutes. For minor combat trait, I believe there'd only be one option here, as the main benefit of this trait is increasing a skill 25% faster. As you are primarily a caster class, you'll be using your casting skills often and should have no issue keeping those maxed out. Your offensive combat skills, bludgeoning and offense, are not worth using, as you'll be meditating when you are not actively casting a spell. This leaves defender, and as Necromancers are one of the best solo classes in the game, there's a chance of taking a few hits. For the most part, your undead minion or party tank will be taking hits for you, so keeping this skill max may prove difficult, but helpful if you can. Major non-combat trait is generally the same for every class, and I would choose Master Artisan if I plan to do trade skill or forage for the free food and water. Fast and slow metabolism, in my opinion, are not worth it, as food is fairly cheap and easy to obtain, and currently endurance doesn't do much other than allow you to jump a few extra times. As for Iron Lungs, it is easily replaced with the Endure Breath spell. While Infravision and Ultravision can be nice for seeing in the dark, you can also use light sources or adjust your monitor to compensate. And finally, we have the minor non-combat trait, which is up to you. Choose whichever trait you want based on the trade skill you want to level, or if you want to level several, find the one that would be most difficult for the extra 5% chance to skill up. As for skills, Necromancers start off with the basic combat skills like offense, defense, and bludgeoning, as well as all of the spellcasting skills needed. They will unlock channeling, which helps prevent interrupts when you take damage, and meditation, which regens mana faster while sitting at level 4. I recommend returning to your class trainer at this level and putting 1 point into each of these to get them started. For spells, the Necromancer is one of the most self-sufficient classes in the game. With abilities like Life Drain starting at level 1, they can steal health from their target and give it to themselves, and at level 8, they can convert health into mana, allowing them to stay in the fight longer. While Necromancers do have direct damage spells, those are mostly geared towards undead, and their real damage potential comes from their dots, as mentioned earlier. The Necromancer starts off at level 1 with their dot lines and will gain more as it levels, allowing them to stack those for more damage. One of the dot lines will also slow their target's movement speed, which when added with other abilities allows them to solo many enemies other classes would struggle with. In addition to their damaging spells, Necromancers are able to summon a skeleton or ghoul to fight for them, each with their own unique abilities. These pets not only add damage, but keep the enemy focused on them rather than the Necromancer. You can only have one skeleton or ghoul at a time, but Necromancers do have a charm undead line, allowing them to temporarily gain an additional friend. Lastly, for detrimental spells, Necromancers can fear their target, which when combined with their snare dot and minion attacking, makes for easy kills with little damage done to the minion or themselves. Necromancers are not 100% selfish and do have a few buffs to benefit their allies, like Resist Cold and Holy Protection. Most notably, however, is their ability to take life or mana from themselves and give it to their target. They also have spells which can heal their undead pets for when their fear kiting doesn't work the way they intend. And finally, as Necromancers are the masters of the dead, they can summon corpses starting at level 24. This will be particularly handy as you gain higher levels, delve deeper into dungeons, and ultimately meet your end. As you drop all of your belongings on death, retrieving your body can be difficult, and the Necromancer can do it for you, albeit at a cost of a coffin, which are not cheap at this level. Overall, the Necromancer has the best toolkit for soloing in the game, as well as many benefits it can bring to a party. Its life tap and mana regen helps keep them in the fight, and its dots are devastating to their enemies. While you won't always need a Necromancer around, it will be nice to have one as a friend for when your corpse is at the feet of a deadly dragon. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed the content or found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and follow for more. Also, be sure to tune into my Twitch streams where we'll be playing and chatting about Monsters and Memories as well as many other games. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!